Hey everybody, so as promised, this is Jake Blues from the Blues Brothers, and you can see his box is identical to the one that came with Elwood Blues, for one exception. It says Jake Blues on the side there, and again it's a limited numbered series 17396 of 20,250, so not really that limited. Accessories include microphone stand, handcuffs and display stand, and again you've got the same problem with the box. It's a little bit dusty and stuff from being in the loft all these years. I bought these guys together. They were really cheap back in the day. I have no idea what they cost now. I hope they're not worth a fortune, because I'm going to open this guy. Around the back we've got the flat back again, Target exclusive, Velcro, opens out, and it's exactly the same as the Elwood one, so I'm not going to read that. If you're interested to see what it says, go watch the Elwood video. Something I have just spotted on this box that I didn't notice on the Elwood box: ages 4 to 104. I think someone's having a laugh there. So yeah, not a lot to say about the box really. It's just like Elwood's, black on the bottom, got a lot of dust, and you can see there's a big round bit with a clear, so you can sort of see the figure in there. So within the box, Jake, just like Elwood, comes in this red looking cardboard insert, and you can see he's twisty tied on there, and he's got a mic stand and his handcuffs. Now the handcuffs aren't actually in a plastic bubble, they're twisty tied on, and we've got the same identical looking stand to put him on. So for Jake's accessories, again he comes with this rather poor stand, which is absolutely identical to the one that came with Elwood, so don't need to ramble too much about that. And we also get a microphone stand, which again is identical to the one that came with Elwood, which is a bit odd because you'd think he'd have his lower, because Jake is a little bit smaller, but we'll see how that fits in a sec. And finally he comes with a pair of handcuffs, which is odd because the guy with the handcuffs was Elwood, not Jake. Jake didn't really have anything, I suppose, and it doesn't come with a briefcase to attach it to. You can put them around his wrists, but they won't go around both wrists. You can only get it around one due to his articulation, which is a bit pointless, so a bit of a redundant accessory all round, that one. So here's Jake, and as you can see he's a little bit shorter than Elwood, and he's also a little bit tubbier. I think he's maybe a little bit too tubby, to be honest. They've got an exaggerated belly on him, but other than that he's pretty much identical to Elwood. Now unfortunately one of his buttons fell off in the box, and you can see a little bit of thread there where it was attached. Underneath he's got a proper shirt, he's got a very fat belly, and he's got the little tie again. Got the nice chrome belt buckle, and again the belt is attached to the trousers under there. I won't show you his bum this time, but I'm sure you can imagine. For his articulation, we've got identical to Elwood. You've got a ball on his shoulder, you've got a hinge at the elbow, we've got nothing at the wrists. This hand is actually open for some strange reason, not quite sure why. We've got a ball joint to the legs, but with very low cut trousers it does limit it a little bit. We've got a hinge at the knee, and that's about it. There's no waist turns or anything on these. Oh, we do have a head turn, I beg your pardon. You can twist his head round. But other than that, just to show you how fat he is, look at the state of this. Even his shirt's hanging out now. He wasn't that fat, come on. But I suppose it's a caricature of the figure, isn't it? So here he is with his mic stand, and it's a pretty good fit, to be fair. It just about reaches where it's supposed to do. Don't quite know why this hand's open so wide, it doesn't really hold in there. That's a bit strange, and we do have the tattoo on the hand again. Now Jake, it's only on one hand, which is just like it should be, and he's got nothing on his other hand, so that's absolutely spot on. Just like Elwood, we've got moulded on socks, and moulded shoes. I think actually the bottom parts of the legs are probably the same, and I think the tops are slightly different. Other than that though, he's just about identical to Elwood. He is a little shorter. On his head we've got the decent head sculpt. Does look quite like John Belushi. And we've got moulded glasses, and we've got moulded hat, and I've just noticed there we've got the one eyebrow sticking up, which is quite good attention to detail there, because that's something John Belushi used to do quite a bit. He's got even bigger sideburns than Elwood had, which is spot on for late 70s, 1980 when the movie was made. So on the whole he's a pretty good figure. So let's do a comparison with Elwood, and as you can see, obviously Jake is a lot fatter, but height wise there's not much in it, and Elwood is slightly taller, just. But in the film Elwood is a lot taller, so that's something to note. So there you have it, that is Elwood Blues and Joliet Jake Blues from the Blues Brothers, played by Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. Originally from Saturday Night Live in 1978-79 I believe, and then they did the movie in 1980. Absolutely fantastic, some of my childhood heroes. Unfortunately John Belushi did die in 1983, and it was a sad loss. He had a serious problem with cocaine and heroin and just took too much one night, and that was the end of him. Dan Aykroyd was a major star in the 1980s. He's sort of tailed off these days. He's more into, I think he makes vodka and he's got a vineyard and doesn't really do a lot in the film world. He may appear in Ghostbusters 3 if it ever gets made, which would be good to see. And that does have a little bit of a link to these guys, because when Dan Aykroyd wrote the script for the Ghostbusters, originally John Belushi was going to be in it, and I believe his part was going to be Peter Venkman, which would have been quite a different movie. Unfortunately he died by that point, so they gave him a kind of a ethereal cameo as Slimer. So Slimer is the ghost of John Belushi, which is quite fitting really. So don't want to end this on a sad note. These guys absolutely fantastic. In their prime, in the 1980s. Fantastic stuff. If you haven't seen the Blues Brothers, go and watch it. Seriously, you won't be disappointed. It is a fantastic movie. So this has been Luke with Jake and Elwood Blues, the Blues Brothers. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.